Good afternoon, everybody out there. Good afternoon, good night, good morning, everybody out there in Facebook land and Zoom land and wherever you may be. It's an honor and a privilege to have my guy on here tonight, Coach Ed Sugalski. How you doing, Brother Ed?
I'm doing good, man. How are you, brother?
Hey, listen, man, I can't complain, man. Listen, health is wealth, right? So this month's topic is health is wealth. And
Yes, sir.
a couple of months back, we're doing the training at your gym, and we're gonna get into that in a second. I saw, wow, this is a great, awesome, and amazing space. And at Peace, we talk about please educate all children equally, but all people as well. Bringing our babies there, bringing our young kings there, young princes there to kind of work out in the facility, and you pouring into them. That was an awesome experience, and I'm looking forward to connecting like that again. We're outside doing our stuff outside now, but still trying to get that going again. But I wanted to give you your flowers for the work that you're doing and have you on our platform to share that with the world in this piece of Delaware so we can go worldwide as well. So tell the world, who are you? And talk about your past. How do we get to know you? Tell us a little bit about you.
So my name is Edward Sugalski, aka the Monster. I am owner and co-founder of Monster Mode Athletics, LLC. I've been doing fitness now for about 10 years. It was funny how I fell into it. I always was a natural athlete, always got in, was in sports, basketball, football, the whole nine. But then I got hurt. And once I tore my my ACL, I sat around for a long time, gained a bunch of weight. Then I went to go play basketball a year later, ran up and down the court one time, caught a nasty cramp. I didn't like that. That was, uncharacter of me, and I didn't like that. So all I knew was to get in the weight room and work in the gym and just go 90 miles an hour. And I did that and got myself into incredible shape. And I say, well, if I can do that for myself, well, maybe I can help other people do this, and then helped a couple people, got them in incredible shape in 3 months. And then it started out as a hobby, and now it's my career, it's my livelihood, it's my it's what I am, it's what I do now. So that's pretty much how I got into the fitness world. I had dreams and aspirations of playing professional football, but when you have a bunch of knee surgeries, tear your ACL, PCL, meniscus, all that good stuff, you're considered damaged goods when it comes to the NFL. So I had to do the next best thing, but I enjoy what I do because now I get to interact with all the sports and not just an individual football, and I get to meet all walks of life. And, now I'm into combat sports. I'm also, an advanced amateur boxer, looking to turn pro soon, maybe 1 or 2 more amateur fights under my belt and then look to go pro. I enjoy the aspect of this competition. When you start to work out and you get in shape, you play football, you look into getting the other avenues to, keep progressing yourself and keep getting better and better. And that's pretty much where I'm at in my life, just trying to, get better every day, mentally, physically, spiritually, all that good stuff. But that's pretty much, who I am now. Past me, I was a little knucklehead, I ran around, did some things I wasn't supposed to be doing, but once I started having my kids, man, they kind of put you on a certain path to where you see things differently now, and that's pretty much where I'm at now in my life. And now it's just more so just building myself up and being the best person that I can be, so my kids have somebody to look up to, so that's pretty much who I am. So
yeah. So you went into a lot of other things. Went into a lot of the topics I was going to get into, but that's awesome and amazing. So you talked about your past, you talked about your why, which used to be a student athlete or whatnot, and then you got injured. And so you turned your life into, your passion for getting yourself together, but then began helping others. But you mentioned your personal children, right? So now let's talk about other kids, because we came there to work with you, to work with our kids through the Delaware Ducks organization and whatnot, and bringing the youth there. Talk about your other services that you do with kids in your gym or out in the park or wherever you may be, wherever I may see you. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so over the years, I never looked at myself as a mentor for other kids until somebody brought it to my attention maybe about a year or 2 ago. And it was like, Eddie, you interact and you rub a lot of kids the right way, and, you should definitely give yourself more credit for that. And when I started looking down the road over the last 10 years, I came in contact with a lot of different youth, and I really, looking back on it, I really like pushed them and rubbed them in the right direction as far as, are you going to make somebody feel like they want to jump off a bridge, or you want to make somebody feel like they're going to want to take on the world and do good things and put, good karma and stuff out there. And, that's what I was doing for a lot of kids. And I didn't realize it because it was just a natural act for me, just kind of telling people, pushing them in the right direction. But now looking back on it, I really mentored a lot of kids. I would say over thousands of kids. And, now, doing things with you guys with the Delaware Ducks, that was a great and amazing experience, just working with the kids and as far as that with football and just giving them an opportunity to be better, as far as physically and mentally. I also do a mentorship program with boxing where I have two kids now with the state that, they've got into some trouble. And now my program is teaching them discipline and showing them, oh, you want to fight? Well, this is what boxing and everything is about. So it's teaching them more of a disciplined form. So now they know what they're doing. So now they're thinking twice on them putting hands on people. And my philosophy is, if you know you can beat somebody, why would you ever fight them? So you have to have that discipline about yourself. And now you're becoming this person that is, you're out of a range now where you're not like everybody else. Now you can do some damage. So now that you know that, now you have more of a physical hold. And the program with the two kids is going fantastic and phenomenal. The mom and the grandmama are raving on how good it's going. They're making smarter choices in the house. They're not fighting as much. And then their brothers, so I kind of brought them together and teaching them that they're their brothers' keepers. They used to be at each other's heads all the time, fighting and whatnot. But now I have them do a little light sparring with each other, and they have a newfound respect for each other. And it's just an amazing experience to see. And when I first talked to the state lady about incorporating boxing with them, well, you want to give trouble kids even more fighting thing? I was like, well, it's going to be teaching a discipline. Plus, when you deal with boxing and fighting, it's not just going out there throwing hands. It's a conditioning part to it. It's a mental discipline. It's so many other aspects to it that are not shown, and people just from the outside looking in think it's just all just beating people up, and it's the complete opposite of that, if we're being honest here. So that's pretty much my aspect and my avenue. And then I've worked with kids with different high schools. I worked with a little bit of Hudson, a little bit of Caravel, did strength and conditioning for those guys with football team, basketball, and just trying to broaden my horizons and getting more in with the youth and the athletes, because my specialty is really working with athletes and really taking them to the next level. And I love working with teams and just seeing, and I like working with teams that aren't the best. So that way we have a lot of work to do. And it shows that when you go on the field, these guys been working. It's easy to get a team that's full of studs, full of guys that know what they're doing, can, beat anybody. But I like to take the guys that are the underdogs and make them into champions. That's pretty much my mentality and my philosophy.
Absolutely. And that's awesome and amazing. I know one of the things you just said that resonated with me years ago as a former principal in the Philadelphia area. I used to often say, listen, we had a lot of fights and things in the school. We cleaned it up. But I also would say, we should bring sanctioned boxing into schools. There are parts of the country that actually have that. I think Washington State has it, and maybe a couple other places out there in the West or whatever. A lot of people fear it because of insurance reasons and so on and so forth. But all the things you talked about, like me as a youth that did a little Shotokan back then, once upon a time, right? Doing that, giving me the discipline. So it's not just about beating each other up. Like you said, it does provide you with discipline, conditioning, and all those different kinds of things as well. So hopefully one day we'll get to see somebody offering sanctioned boxing, maybe starting here in small Delaware, and let it grow from there. And maybe you could be at the forefront. You could be at the forefront of something like that, man. That would be awesome and amazing. Anything I can do to support that movement, let me know, because I'm all for it. Let's talk a little bit about helping the adults. Now, I know in your gym, when we came in there and you work with our kids and everything, but the adults were over there weight training or doing, cardio and doing boxing skills. Talk about the services your gym offers for the adults.
Yeah, so for the adults now, as far as on my end, and then I'll explain as far as what the gym offers, but on my end, I do weight, strength and conditioning training. I do weight loss, weight gain, nutrition plans, workout plans as well. And I also am into holistics. So if anybody has bad back, bad knee, high blood pressure, diabetes, what we do is we start to formulate a plan that puts in place to where they go see their doctor and they say, hey, listen, I'm going to start this new regimen that's more on the natural and holistic side. And my goal is to ultimately get off medications that have been holding me down or keeping a crutch on me. So they go and they talk to their doctors, let them know, hey, this is what we're going to be doing. So they get the information from them, let them know what we're doing. Then we start getting into our healing process to where now we're starting to cut out certain foods and certain things that are keeping the body sick. And that's pretty much what I do for a lot of my adults now, especially anybody who's 30 plus. I always tell them to work on your longevity. Longevity is key. You know, I tell people that are in their 40s, hey, you want to look better at 41 than you do at 40, and then so on and so on. And I have clientele ranging from, you know, from 20 years of age all the way up until my oldest client was 92. And the 92-year-old was in there kicking butt. I never experienced a 92-year-old to be able to do the things that she's done and to the movements and everything like that. Now, she was still 92, so you had to take that into consideration. But if you compare her to your average 92-year-old, well, some of these people aren't even making it to 92. So that's what I want people to really understand. And, you know, so we offer that. And now as far as the gym goes in the aspect, we have Zumba, we have HIIT training, which is high intensity interval training. We have kickboxing, we have boxing, we have jujitsu, we have wrestling, we have Muay Thai, we have extreme hip hop dancing steps where you bring steppers in and then they play hip hop songs and they do certain choreography dances all on the platforms and everything like that. And we also offer a membership to where if you just want to come in and get a workout in, whether you want to hit the bag, whether you want to hit the weights, whether you want to use any of our equipment or just anything in the facility, we offer that as well. So that's pretty much everything that we offer on our end. And then one thing I wanted to circle back to, I have a program, it's called the Ultimate Monster Program. And what it does is if you follow this program, any dis-ease or any discomfort of the body or anything that's wrong with the body, in time, it starts to heal the body from the inside out. And as long as you follow this program and you put a good effort into it, I'm telling you, most of the things that go wrong with the body start to reverse themselves, because once you get the body in the right state, the body starts to heal itself. But a lot of people don't know how to enter that state. So that's where that program comes into play. And my area of expertise and knowledge helps them to stay youthful and feel better, more energy, more mental clarity, all those good things, and just given more what the body needs. Because the body produces a lot of stuff that you will have to go see a doctor for. But once you understand how the body works and you start seeing the doctor less and less, and you start relying on your understanding, because nobody knows you better than you. Doctor can tell you what they want to tell you, but you know yourself better than anybody else. So once you learn how to heal yourself, process is easy. Just like back in the day, if you went back into Africa, they used to teach their community how to take care of themselves. They used to teach the doctor etiquette to everyone, so everybody knew how to take care of themselves. But now we fast forward, we're in modern times. Now they only teach it to doctors and nurse practitioners. So now we have to go and ask them for their help. But in reality, we need to start taking our health into our own hand. And that's where I always come into play and say, health is extreme wealth, because once you understand that, your quality of life and your living is so much better. So that's pretty much my take on it.
That's awesome and amazing, man. And I appreciate you for all the work. I know from day one, when I first met you, we began talking about your holistic approach to medicine and just health being wealth and making us better from within. I said, I got to get you on here to share your message to the world, so everybody needs to know. So if people want to get in contact with you, what's the best way to get in contact with you? Instagram, website, all those kinds of things. And I'll even add this at the end of the video as well, like on the screen, so people can actually see it, but just talk about it a little bit. What's the best way?
Okay, yeah. So I always tell people the best way to reach me is to shoot me a text or call my phone is the number one. So my phone number is 302-268-0467. I always like to deal with direct contact, whether it's a phone call or text message. Also, I'm on Facebook as Edward Monster Sugalski. And then I'm also on Instagram as Monster Mode, _ athletics _ founder. You can find me on there as well. Those are my 3 major platforms that I use: Instagram, Facebook, and text messages and phone calls. That's pretty much how I deal with people, direct contact or face-to-face, whether I see them in person at the gym. So
Okay. And what's the address of your gym?
So the gym is 111 Sandy Drive, Unit C and D, Newark, Delaware, 19713.
Okay, awesome, awesome. Any special announcements? Anything going on? Anything happening soon? You got some boxing matches coming up soon, you said? As a next boxing match for you?
So right now, so a couple of team members are looking to get on a couple of cards. In this area, it's not the easiest route to find boxing matches because they make you jump through a lot of hoops just to kind of get on somebody's card. So right now I'm dealing with a promoter that's out in Philadelphia with RDR
Philly,
Boxing.
man. I gotta go to Philly. I mean, I'm from Philly,
Yep.
so that's where you gotta
Yeah,
go.
yeah. So, because Delaware is still kind of in the works of everything, and there's still a lot of sanctioned stuff that it's hard to get around because Delaware is that's just who Delaware is. But Philly is a little easier, a little bit more flower. So my next fight is probably going to be in the Philadelphia area. I would say within the next, 1 to 3 months. Between an RDR Promotions with boxing out in Philly area, probably be either at Arena 3200 or at the Clarion Hotel that's in on the outskirts right before you get to the Philadelphia airport. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the area. So
yes,
but
absolutely.
yeah. And then looking down the road, also our jiu-jitsu just got paired with Braga, which is a school that's in Brazil. So now we're affiliated with that school through our gym now as well. And Braga is one of the highest forms of jiu-jitsu and one of the best in the world. So for us to be a part of that is a blessing in disguise. And then also we're looking to upgrade the space down the road as well, getting the space next to us and opening it up. Right now we have about 3,200 square feet, but my special use permit is on the whole 10,000 square feet. So we're looking to branch and to get all of that down the road to where you can have everything under the sun with health, fitness, and wellness underneath one roof. We're talking yoga, we're talking meal prep, we're talking acupuncture, massage therapy, all that good stuff under one roof. So
yeah, I definitely got to come back and check you out, man, because I have some issues as well, man, between having arthritic knees, but I also have 2 replacement hips. I mean, that's just being fully transparent. So I don't know what you can do for me, man, but I appreciate something different than kind of what the doctors are telling me, because it's medicine versus being holistic.
yeah.
Got to go into that space a little bit more. So I appreciate all the what you're doing. I appreciate what you're telling the world that's going on. And I'm looking forward to sharing out your boxing match, man. So keep me posted on that. I definitely want to come.
Yes, sir.
If it can align and my schedule aligns, I'm coming because I'm from Philly and I know exactly what you're talking about as far as that Essington area, just before you get into Philadelphia and whatnot. So definitely. So any final thoughts, any final words for the community out there? Any final words?
No, just make sure, be a self-thinker, think for yourself. Don't let other people tell you what to do. Make sure you take care of yourself. Make sure you take care of your mental health. Mental health is honestly more important than physical health, because if your mental's not there, then the body kind of flows with it. Always tell people where the mind goes, the body follows. So just make sure, you're drinking more water, you're getting fresh air, you're getting sunlight. The sun is super important for us as a human being. And, just give more love, and just be more understanding and try to see things sometimes without conditions. I know that's one of the hardest things in life is to not see without conditions. But if you can just truly open up your heart and just start to be more into, understanding of who you are and just having a certain level of peace with yourself, it starts to mirror back and forth at you. So that's pretty much all I have to say on that end. So.
Okay. And one more time for the people, what's your number, what's your IG, and what's your Facebook? We'll close with those
Yes, sir. My number is 302-268-0467. You can find me on Facebook at Edward Monster Sugalski. And then Instagram is Monster Mode Athletics _founder. Monster Mode _athletics _founder.
Appreciate you, Coach Ed. I call him Coach Ed, man. That's my guy right there, man. So listen, this is another episode of Peace. Please educate all children equally. But here is information for the parents, for the children, and for everybody who wants to get this information and whatnot. So check out Coach Ed with all the information he just gave you for his contacts on IG, cell phone, and Facebook. Again, my name is Brother Warren for another episode of Please Educate All Children Equally. Signing off. Love, peace, and power. Everybody.
Yes, sir.
stay
All
blessed.
love. Thank you.
Yes.